he says that he took a stand. Why is my name written in such small font? And also he took a stand for the others.
Exactly.
You know, I think this is what Nigerian people represent. Pavani guys, this is Beni.
And this is Dhru. And today we are going to react to another interview of Burna Boy with Trevor Noah. All right, let's check this out.
Nigeria in the house.
Yes,
Welcome to the show, my friend.
How far now? I want a dinner.
So many accolades have happened in your life over the past year, 18
Hold on,
months.
I don't want to
would
cut
say.
you off. I have to tell this one, yeah?
Oh, here we go.
Hold on. This guy is like a legend because I'm from Nigeria and like I used to spend a lot of time in South Africa, right?
Right.
And this must
BET's Best International Act. Congratulations on that. What do you think? What do you think it is about Nigerian music and African music in particular that's blowing up all over the world right now?
Man, it's just the truth always just circles back, you know? It's like things always circle back to where they started from. You know, music as a whole started from Africa. You know, so it's always gonna circle back home, you know?
You think it's just gonna come back around, the vibe,
Yeah,
the rhythm?
it's like it might leave again, but it's always gonna circle back home because like when everything else fails, everybody runs back home.
Everyone started sampling the sound as well.
Yeah.
You know, you've got Drake who sampled the sound. You know, you
Drake?
Right.
There's the, you know, all types of, you know, so I just kind of make a nice pizza every
Oh, I
song.
like that. So Burna Boy just throws in like an Afro pizza.
Yeah.
You need to trademark that, hip hop pepperoni. You can make a lot of money from. Let me get one hip hop pepperoni over there. Yeah, and then like what it should be is like a pepperoni that's really hot, and then like when people eat it, then they start rapping. It's like, oh my God, that makes you a lot of money. You are one of the artists who is featured on the Lion King soundtrack with Beyonce. You are also one of the few African artists who got to perform at Coachella, and that's interesting because that's what inspired the name of this album, African Giant.
Yeah.
Tell me how that came about.
Okay, so basically, I'm on the toilet seat.
I love how every single one of your stories starts with where you are. I love this.
It's like, you have to be specific.
Yeah,
man.
I was on a boat. I was on a toilet seat. Yes.
I always remember, you know? So basically, I'm on the toilet seat, and then my mom calls me. And then she's like, yeah, you're doing Coachella and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's nice. So I get off, and then I, you know, go on the gram.
Right.
And then I see the thing, and then it's like my name. I've seen all the names, and I'm looking for my name, and I can't find my name.
Right.
I literally can't find my name, right? So I'm like, am I really performing here?
Is my mom playing a prank on me?
You know, what's going on? And then she's like, no, it's there. And then they had to circle it for me.
Oh, because like the names get smaller in the poster.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be like Beyonce, Eminem, and then yeah. So then it was Burna Boy.
Exactly.
So then what happened?
So basically, that's never happened to me before, you know. I'm used to being the African giant, you know?
Right.
So
because you're huge. This is like something I think people don't understand is how big Burna Boy is. It's just like, you know, like depending on where you watch news from, before depending on where you get your perspective, you go like, oh, I don't know. But you are huge, you know what I mean? You're huge in a country with one of the largest populations, on a continent with one of the largest populations, you know what I mean? All around the world, and then they put like this.
You know? So,
Right.
So I'm not used to that. So I'm like, okay, what's this? I don't like this, no. So basically, I told them, I expressed myself basically, and not just for that, for the fact that everyone else that's coming after me,
Right.
it's like shouldn't have to go through that. They should, it's like it should be the same way, like, let's say the Latin artists and all the other international people that was there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They have started bringing, like J Balvin will have a bigger font.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
yeah.
So I'm thinking, I mean, it's only right, you know?
Right.
So, yeah.
That one of the biggest artists in Africa would get one of the biggest fonts on the page.
Yeah.
I like that. I feel like, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that was the Nigerian in you kicking in. No, because Nigerians do not like Nigerians and humility don't mix. Like Nigerians are like we kick ass. You're the coolest Africans on the continent, and I can just see a Nigerian looking like, is this my name, huh? Did you run out of ink?
That's how I call.
Did you run out of ink when you wrote my name, huh?
Another super cool interview. And it was interesting in both the interviews that we watched. This was, let's see, it was in 2019. So this was like almost over a year old. And that's what I noticed. Like there was some, I don't know, I don't think it was gold. It was something on his teeth. And it was not in the next interview. And it was kind of pinkish. I wonder if it was diamonds. It was pretty interesting. Usually people gold plate it.
I mean, in India also people do that, they get it gold plated, or it's possible to go to the dentist and, just get it stuck and doesn't come off.
But that's what I'm saying, that in the future interview, it wasn't there. So I wonder if it's a put in and pull out kind of a thing. He was also very definitely dressed very different from his most recent interview that we reviewed, because it was more like a boss, because in that his body language is more relaxed, like,
yes.
And in this one, he was more leaned on to the table. The body language, the dressing and the look were completely different.
I feel that in this interview, which is a previous one as compared to that one, he is dressed representing Nigeria. In the next interview, he was dressed as an international superstar.
Yeah, and I suppose he got much bigger between these two interviews. Like he is a very big rock star, really, at this point.
Yeah, he's quite witty. I like the way he answers. He's very confident. Even if this was probably his first interview with Trevor Noah.
This was an earlier interview than the one we looked at, but in both, he was super witty.
Yes, and I love how he explained what Afrofusion is, like how he compared African music to be the door that is the soul of all music around the world. He says that, you may leave your home, but in the back, you come back home. So it's like the base of all music is African, according to him, and everything else is, toppings. And that's what makes the flavors.
Yeah, so I mean that is the truth, right? That life started in Africa and emigrated elsewhere. So that is that sentiment that music started in Africa. I don't know if that's actually a fact, but maybe that's the analogy he's using. The most interesting things to me in this interview was the analogies, right? Like you said, full circle comes back to, which is funny actually. I thought full circle, and it's kind of like funny that he's also in the Lion King and it's about the circle of life. But the analogies, right? Going back to that, it was almost spiritual in the way that he thinks about fate and karma and how life evolves. So it's the circle of life, but also the other analogies about dough, right? This is the base, then you have toppings. It makes me think, because I myself have synesthesia, and that's something I didn't know for the longest time. I had these very weird analogies that people would be like, whoa, what an analogy. But synesthesia is basically a blending of senses. And I'll link a wiki link in the description if you want to read more. But many artists have synesthesia. And I wonder if he has it, because Jimi Hendrix had it and many other big artists had it. And that brings your artistic knack even more, like you become a better artist and a better creator. And I wonder if he knows he has it.
True, I was going to ask, say the same thing, whether even does he know it, if he has it or not. That's a good question. I mean, at least in this interview, he is a huge Nigerian superstar, right? But he's not yet globally that much known as far as this interview is concerned. But he says that he took a stand. But why is my name written in such small font? And also he took a stand for the others.
Exactly.
I feel this is what Nigerian people represent. It seems. I mean, even Trevor Noah, in both the interview, he says this. And I feel maybe, right, Nigerians are very upfront. They know their worth, right? And they take a stand when it comes to taking a stand. They do take it without hesitation. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's an interesting comment. And I wonder, just like bad stereotypes, I also always question good stereotypes. Like, is a whole community that way? Or is it a few people? Like, you guys can let us know in the comments section if that's an actual stereotype that you agree with, that Nigerians are this way. Because I can talk about Indians. Like, Indians are so diverse, I cannot really even stereotype them, apart from the fact that they're mostly family oriented, right? So, if this is a true stereotype or not, I don't know, but it's a good stereotype to have. Why not? And yes, what I did love is that he wasn't just thinking about himself. He was thinking about other international artists, which shows that he is a supportive kind of an individual who is so secure in himself. It was also the way he said it, right? It wasn't with aggression. Why are you doing this to me? This is not, he said it with a smile, and he's like, come on. And this is a very interesting perspective, because think about it. The biggest film industry in the world is India, Indian film industry. Then comes Nigeria, and then comes Hollywood. And yet it's still a culture of Western approval, right? Like the richest actor in the world is Shah Rukh Khan, not even Tom Cruise. And he earns in rupees, not dollars. And the most popular in the world is also Shah Rukh Khan, not any of the Hollywood actors. And yet, when people go to the Western world, it's always, you're not the main representation of something. You might be known all over the world, but the West might not recognize you. And in those cases, it's important that people like this stand up for themselves and others. I think that's great. I also think things are changing, right? Priyanka Chopra coming on the main stage, and films like Parasite, South Korean films, winning the best movie. So that culture is definitely changing, but it's also because of people like these who say, I'm not going to take anything lesser than what I deserve. As you said in your last assessment, he knows his worth, and that's a huge thing.
And he says it very matter-of-factly, like he says that it's only right.
That's a very good skill too, because at the end of the day, you actually want to bring about change rather than showing your frustration. So if you have a conversation, you're more likely to actually bring about change for someone who might not get that point of view. Or even if they are like, no, but if you say it in a nice way, they would consider it for you and others, which is very mature. And I liked how he's always he's just like vibing. He's always vibing.
Yes.
Both his interviews, he was just like, woo. All right, guys, so if you liked our video, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so that you're notified every time we upload a new video. Also, actually like our video, share it with friends, spread the word. And until next time, Odabo.
Adabo.